Hello everyone. We'd like to present you a new feature two-factor authentication support in Apache CloudStack starting from 4.18 version. We all know two-factor authentication is an authentication mechanism where users are authorized to log into the system only after providing two factors of data. So in CloudStack terms, one is being the usual username and password credentials, followed by either a time-based OTP, TOTP, or a static string. So let's see how this two-factor authentication works in CloudStack. Before going into the actual usage, let's see the global settings related to this feature. So we have these set of settings available. So these settings are also available at each domain level. So one can configure two-factor authentication at each specific domain. So this is the first setting, enable user TFA, which is must in order to enable and use this feature in CloudStack. So this is disabled by default. I have enabled it here in the setup. The next one is mandate user TFA. When this setting is enabled, so all the users will have to use two-factor authentication to log into CloudStack. So without two-factor authentication, one cannot log into the system when this is enabled. So the next one is user TFA default provider. Before seeing this, so CloudStack supports two providers as two-factor authentication. One is TOTP, time-based OTP, and another is static ping. So this setting, user TFA default provider, this is defaulted to TOTP. When users tries to set up TFA, and if any of the providers is not provided during that, then this default provider will be used. So users get to choose the providers with which he or she wants to set up TFA. So if that is not provided, TOTP, this setting will be used. So the next one is user TFA issuer. So the default value is CloudStack. So this is the name which will be shown in the authenticator app. If say when TOTP provider is used to set up two-factor authentication. When we use the authenticator application to set up TFA, that account will be set up using this name. So on the application, this name will be used. So these two are related to plugins to use two-factor authentication in CloudStack. Let's try to use this feature. I'm going to the profile of a user. So here, for all users, you will see a new action icon, which is to set up user TFA. So when I click on this, user gets to choose the desired provider. So once this is selected, we'll have to set up the TFA for that specific user. So let's say if I use GUI authenticator or other TATP authenticators, and if I try to set a diff, or CloudStack shows a QR code which user has to use to scan this QR code using a Google or any other TOTP based authenticator application and set up the TFA account in either the smartphone or on local machines with authenticated applications. So let's say we use this Google TFA application on my system. So let's try to set up using the secret. If we have to set up using a smartphone, we can simply scan this QR code. Since I am on a desktop, I'm using the secret key to set up this account. So I have this test admin account configured in the authenticator application. So in order to complete this setup process, you have to verify the configured authenticate. Uh, if this is not verified, then the setup is not complete. So this verification setup is must. So I'm now trying to verify, and 2FA is enabled for this user. Let's try to log out and log in again. It leaves out the normal username and password credentials. So in order to log into CloudStack, we have to provide the second factor, which is TOTP here. So as we have already configured this test statement here, we have to provide that TOTP code here and a power. So this is how we tried, and we are into CloudStack now. So this is how TFA can be used. So in the same user profile, we'll see you can use the same action icon to disable the user two-factor authentication. So if this is disabled, if I log out again and try to log in, user will not get the prompt to provide the TFA code. So this is how it works. TFA works with CloudStack. Thank you all.